Yo, welcome back to another Thankful Tuesdays. We are here with a Wyandotte County legend himself, Prince T'Chaka, with his Black History gear on. So, yo, this is my uncle, Brother Clarence Small. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing fine.
He's not the happiest with me today. Today he gave a great sermon. I heard every word when I wasn't sleeping. So, he just offered. He was like, well, if you want to, I can make sermons every night for you to help you sleep. I'm like, I'll actually give you a couple of dollars for that. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But, so, y'all know how it goes on Thankful Tuesdays, man. We like to give roses while people can still smell them. So, for those that don't know about Unc has done just a lot in this community. He's done a lot of work with youth and mental health. To this day, I really don't know what he does. I just know that he's semi-rich.
I didn't know that either.
He won't admit it, but nah, he does a lot of. But he's done a lot of work. As me coming up, I've talked about how I grew up without a father around. Unc and moms would take me around to a lot of different places, on a lot of trips, and I'm sure, and when I ask him for his memories, he's gonna bring up his most infamous one.
Yes, I am.
But but man, he's done a lot, and he's done a lot in my life. He's done a lot for this community and surrounding areas. I'm gonna actually let him explain it because it's too much for me to actually explain. You want to talk about a little bit of the things that?
Listen, I've been blessed. I say that tremendously blessed.
Rich.
No, blessed. Yeah, rich in the spirit. Yeah, that's a good one. Rich in the spirit. I don't know what he's talking about. Listen, I started off working with young people at the Linwood YMCA over on 38th and Linwood Boulevard. And that got me my juices flowing into where I really wanted to land in my career. And that was working with young people. I started over there working in a program called Youth Enrichment Program. Mm-hmm. And we were working with third, fourth, and fifth graders who had been singled out not to succeed and not to move on to junior high school at that time. So we were working with 5 schools over there that were feeding into Central Middle School, Central Junior High. And so my responsibility was to just get with them, motivate them, do whatever. And we used the resources of the YMCA to get them motivated to doing homework and to doing what they needed to do to move forward. So got involved in some career awareness programs with De La Salle. And it just took off from there. So then I moved from there into a program called Neutral Ground. Nobody had really ever heard of it, and it was kind of in the infancy stage. And so I got involved in that. And man, what a blessing. I had the opportunity to work with some phenomenal kids that were street kids. Mm-hmm. And we had programs, we were federally funded, was able to put together funding sources, resources, and my job just kind of took off. And I was blessed. I've been blessed. If you, in about 1980, 81, they did a movie called Streetwise, dealing with kids in Portland, Oregon. I had an opportunity to be kind of a consultant and help with that. If you see the signs, the safe place signs on the buildings, fire station, and on a Quick Trip. Yeah. I had a part to play in that with the National Network of Runaway and Homeless Youth Children. Man, I went all over the country speaking on behalf, because I had one of the only minority operating programs in the country. And that was right here in Kansas City, Kansas. So we were doing runaway and homeless youth. We were doing drug and alcohol. Man, I'm doing condoms. I'm teaching kids how to use condoms. We didn't take them out. Had cucumbers. We go out on the plaza. and out on where kids were hanging out at, street kids hanging out, and showing them, you got to practice safe sex.
No, for real.
And we show how to put a condom on using their tongue and everything. I mean, you know, I know a lot of Christian folk are going to kind of frown at that, but we're just trying to keep kids safe.
Yeah, not for real.
On the street. You know, if they were on the street, we're trying to teach kids how to be safe while they were on the street.
Because it's not like them not knowing what's going to stop them anyway.
Right.
I mean, you might as well give them the knowledge, right?
Right. We gave them the knowledge because we wanted them to be safe. And to the very best of their well-being, because some of the kids, we try to get them to come into our shelter.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they, you know, they were fearful and scared, you know, that they were going to be discovered or they were going to be sent home or whatever the case may be, we wanted to teach them and show them how they could be safe. At the same time, letting them know that we were always there.
Yeah.
We had shelters. I had shelters on 7th Street. I had shelters on 9th Street. You know, shelters on Kylie. Just around the city where they could come to.
Yeah.
And that was our message. You know, so like I said, I was blessed. I left there, and the federal government was able to get a job there. And right now, I'm still blessed. I'm still working, but I'm working with a younger group now, working with Head Start programs.
Yeah, pre-K.
Yeah.
Working with the babies.
Yeah.
Well, as y'all see, like I said, man, he's done just a ton for, you know, this community, surrounding communities, youth all over the place, man. And, you know, like I said, I always believe that we should give people their flowers while they can still smell them. Because, and Unc isn't somebody that's really going gloat too much, unless you come over to his house and he just gives you one of his 10,000 stories that he has. And then you'll kind of figure it all out. But for the most part, he won't go around just bragging about all the things that he's done. So this is my chance to brag for him. We appreciate all that you have done, Unc, all that you have done for this community, all that you have done for me. I know whether it's simple things like, you know, helping me take leaves out or help me move something or whatever the case may be. You've always, you know, held me down. You always looked out, and I always have appreciated that. That is never gone unnoticed, and you continue to do so, except for if it comes to money. Because he won't give me a dime, but
I give him a dime. That's about it, though.
That's literally about it.
Won't get $1, but you can have a dime.
I can't do nothing else. I can't even get a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
It costs too much, man.
But it's all good. Nah, we do appreciate you, Prince T'Chaka. And I appreciate you with all the things that you have done, and I pray that God continues to bless you and you continue to bless this community. But right now, this is your time, Unc. Anything you want to say, motivational, anything, memory you want to say, anything that you want to say to the people before we wrap it on up?
No, really, I don't, you know, other than the fact, you know, I brag at the fact that I am blessed. I'm bragging at the fact I am a dot. I am a dot. I grew up right here in Kansas City, Kansas, right down there on 740 Walker. I am a proud dot. And I just want to say to everybody listening, especially if they are from Wyandotte County, listen, don't let folk from the other places sell us short. We are a proud, this is a proud county. We don't need the racetrack to tell us that. We don't need the legends to tell us that. We've got a lot of legends that came out of Wyandotte County and went on to do major, great things across the country. So for all the young people that are listening, this is cool. You know, you keep living your dream. Listen, we got folk who are lawyers, doctors, chief judges out in LA, fire captains out, you know, this county has produced a lot of folk, a lot of good folks. So, you know, that would be my last thing. I would just say, listen, for the young people here, keep it up. For the older folk here who have made their mark in this county, because I know I'm not the only one. There are folk who are far greater than me who have done some fantastic things. And I've actually looked up to a lot of folk. You know, I look up to the folk who have gone on to do great things in this county. And I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Oh, honey. Well, before we leave, I'm going to actually bring up our little memory that Unks like to do. Unc, you going to bring up your memory?
About you?
You can tell your story.
Oh, okay. So listen.
Don't get so excited next time.
Listen,
no smile.
Cody's giving me some accolades, but listen, I'm so proud of this boy. He just doesn't even realize his potential. He has more knowledge, skills, and abilities in his little finger at this point in time in his career, in his life, than I had at the same age that he was at. I don't tell him a lot, but I do appreciate, and I am so thankful that if I played even a small part in the upbringing, But the story that I tell, my wife spoiled him rotten. From the time that my wife and I met each other back in 1988.
My lawyer. She's my lawyer.
She was, she fell in love with this boy, and she spoiled him rotten to the point where he would not listen or do anything that I said. So he's about 4 or 5 years old. About 4 or 5, somewhere in there. And he would ignore me, similar to what his son does to me now. Just look at me like I'm not even there. That's okay, because Landon will warm up eventually. But we would take Cody everywhere we went. Everywhere we go on vacation, Cody was there.
Cody.
I'm sorry. Levance. Yeah, Levance. But we called him Cody. So anyway, we took him to North Carolina, and so we're out here in a big old lake and playing in the water, and Levance, I'll call you Levance. Yeah. Levance was out there in the water, and I couldn't swim a lick. But he was, even at 4 or 5 years old, he's vain enough to know that the little girls are paying attention to him. So he's trying to be like them, but they're a little older and they're used to the water. He's not used to the water, because I'm not even sure. That's probably the largest body of water you had been in on your first time out. Anyway, boy gets out there, and I keep telling him I let him go a little bit, and he wants me to let him go forever. And I keep telling him, man, you can't swim. But 4 or 5 years old, you can't tell him that. But he's vain enough to know that the little girls are watching him. And so he don't want me to be holding on to him, because, but he's going to swallow up the water. So anyway, make a long story short, I let him go, and he get away from me. And I said, son, if you do that one more time, I'm going to have to put you in a little timeout, So he gets away, and so I grab him. And now we out there in the middle of this lake. There's hundreds of folk out there. He starts screaming and fighting with me as if I'm kidnapping him. And so, of course, my wife runs out there in the water to grab him. She's going to take him away. And I said, oh, no. It's time that he pays attention to me, because his life may very depend on me giving him a direct order, and he has to pay attention. So I refuse to let him go. And he's screaming. So I grab him, tuck him up under my arm. We go in this nasty, smelly, hot, it's 90 degrees outside. We go in this bathroom, and I'm gonna work with him. And I'm only going to work with him because he's howling, crying. But more importantly, little guy puts his fists up. Like he going to fight me.
I was ready.
He going to fight me. And so I said, really? So I'm in the bathroom, and I said, son, put your fist down. And he still got him up. So I'm popping that fist. For those of you that, believe in timeout stuff, I tried the timeout stuff. That didn't work. So I had to go back to cultural stuff. So I'm popping that hand. He still got it strong. I'm popping that hand. Son, let the hand go. We in that nasty, smell that bathroom for an hour. The only encouragement that I got is every brother that walked in there to use the bathroom kept saying, that's it, son. That's it, master. That's it, my brother. You make sure he understands who's in charge.
If y'all happen to watch this, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all should have helped me. Y'all in here encouraging this behavior.
Like I said, it seemed like it was an hour. I'm not sure it was quite an hour, but it seemed like it sure was. Finally, he let them fists go. And then at that point in time, I was through. I took him out the bathroom. He gets in the car. I knew he would never speak to me again. I was already prepared for that. he is not gonna speak to me again. We riding down the highway. We riding down Interstate 440 in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And he ups and says, "Uncle, can we get some ice cream?" I said, "Oh man, gladly." We went and got ice cream, and that's my story.
Don't worry, I'll report you later. I'll hotline you in a little bit. We got evidence now. He's admitted to slapping my wrist.
Man, the statute of limitation is way over.
I heard they do pass out laws too.
Outside.
Man, Unc, I appreciate all that you've done. Appreciate you joining me today.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
We're gonna holler at y'all next week. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Oh, and hey, you want to talk anything about your Black History stuff going on? Anything real quick?
No, man, ain't nothing Black History going on.
Bet.
We okay. We good.
We good.
Martin Luther, hey, I will say, John, let me do this. Martin Luther King, I am the coordinator for the Martin Luther King, the Kansas City, Kansas Martin Luther King celebration. Listen, I'm old. It's time for me to retire. But I need some young people to get involved in that committee. So if you are interested in the Martin Luther King, the Kansas City, Kansas Martin Luther King celebration, hook a brother up, call me so we can get you on the list. And when we have the next meeting, I can invite you.